Welcome back to another episode of the 25 Days of Puppy Christmas Cards, where we're giving you ideas on what you can be doing for your Christmas cards with your dogs and 24 more ideas that you can use on social media as an advent calendar leading up to the big reveal of your Christmas card this year. This one is all about reindeer noses, and there's a couple of fun ways to do this. The 25 Days of Puppy Christmas Card series can be done with one or many dogs, created with a traditional camera or your phone, done in your house or outside, and range from elegant and refined to fun and quirky, so there's a fit for everyone. And don't forget, these photo shoot ideas also make for great social media advent calendars, even if they aren't all going to be used on your Christmas cards. If you're using a traditional camera, I recommend you set up a remote shutter release through a clicker or an app on your phone so you can take photos from where you're posed. If you're using your phone, I recommend you set it to cinematic video and take screenshots of the best frames after, since pups tend to move around a lot and you don't want to stress over missing the shot. Each of these episodes is designed for a specific card template that will link in the caption, but you can use this on whatever template works best for you. The goal of this is to turn you and your dogs into reindeer, and you can do this by attaching a nose to your dog's nose and to your nose physically, or you can do some creative photoshopping with this. So if you are going to be attaching it directly to your dog's nose, I recommend the spongy types. They are like clown noses. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them at Halloween stores. They're just spongy and squishy. And I do not recommend using the hard plastic ones that have elastic. Sometimes they blink. Those are just painful all around, and your dogs are not going to tolerate that, so do not do that to them. Get the soft spongy ones or do some creative photoshopping. Now, if you are photoshopping, you can, of course, use anything that's going to be a red ball. So you can grab the overlay that I'm going to link down below for you, or you can get your own, photograph it, and Photoshop it in. If you're going to be photoshopping it in, you can just creatively overlay it on top of their nose. You can also do, like, there are some templates and things that you can be using. Just put a little red circle there. It won't look realistic, but that's okay. Do what you need to do. Or you can have a hand holding the nose and reaching in to put it in front of the dog's nose. Now, with that one, you're going to have to decide how you want to do it for yourself. Do you want to just attach it? Do you want to hold it up? Do you want to have a separate hand reaching in where you just Photoshop it over yourself? That is entirely up to you. And we're going with more of a grid-like look for this if you are not going to have everybody in a row taking the picture together. Now, if you are going to be taking the picture with your dog or dogs together, you're going to need to have enough noses for everybody if you're physically attaching it. Otherwise, you're just going to Photoshop it on without the hands holding it up, unless the hands are coming straight up, so they're like standing in front of everybody and blocking part of their chest. I recommend just Photoshopping it over that if that's what you want to be doing and not worry about the hands. If you are going to do grids, so you're going to have like a Brady Bunch style look to your card, I think it's really cute to have the hands coming in and holding the nose, but you're going to have to pay attention to finger placement so that the circle is going to be between your fingers or between all of your fingers. You have to decide and stay consistent, at which point you are just going to take the pictures of your dogs and of you, and then you're going to set up a separate wall, and then, or not set up a separate wall, but in a separate recording or separate photo session, you're going to be holding that nose and you're just going to pose your arm slightly differently. I recommend you extend your arm all the way so that it's nice and long, and then just change slightly the placement of your hands or the angle you're holding it at so that it looks unique for each person in each window that you are creating. And so you can either do some fancy photoshopping, or you can let this just kind of be an actual real life thing where you're attaching that nose if your dog's going to be comfortable with it. But it's going to be a fun one because you are really embodying those reindeer. We did an episode where we did the reindeer antlers. You can bring this in on that. You can do antlers if you want, or you can just go with the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer glow, and then you can jump into your editing. Drop your photo into Photoshop or whichever photo editing platform you are using, and if your photo is ready to go, you've reached that little nose in, or they're wearing the nose, all you have to do is your color adjustments, so your brightness and contrast panel, you're going to bump that up just a little bit on each side to make it just a little more refined, and then you are able to do any local retouching. So if you have any stray fur or anything around their eyes that you need to tweak, any eyes you need to sharpen, you can do that. We've talked about that in other episodes. Then all you have to do is crop this into a square and you will be ready to go with this. If, however, your photo is like this and you're actually going to have to add your hand in over them, you're going to need to use your quick selection tool, and that is just going to highlight your hand here. Now, this might be in a separate image. It might be in the same image. You are just going to create a duplicate layer and put a layer mask over it. Now you have the ability to move that hand around wherever you need to, and you can see how easy that was. Now all we need to do is remove this hand. So we are going to crop this in. If you have a shorter dog, you may want this closer up, and you're just going to crop that into a square. And then on your original background, you are either going to use your spot heal tool to remove some of this, and it might do a good job and it might not. If it does not, then you are just going to use your clone tool and you are going to go in and you're going to clean that up. My spot heel did a really good job of that, and I wasn't expecting it, but that allows you to get what you need in there as well. Then you can do any local retouching, so if you need to sharpen their eyes or clean up their noses or whatever it happens to be, you can do that. You can do your color retouching with your brightness and contrast panel, and then you're just going to put each of these individual images together to form your card. Now, if you want to make the nose glow, you're going to add a new layer, and you are going to grab a white brush, and you're going to make it nice and small right in the center of that nose, because white, when we see it, is white and it radiates that color. So you're going to put it right in the center. Then you're going to add a layer below it. You're going to grab that red brush and you are going to expand it so it's just slightly bigger than the nose. And you're going to tap on it, and all of a sudden you've got a glowing nose. Drop your images into your template. We are going for that Brady Bunch style window look. I had a little bit of fun here. I went with Santa. You can do that as well if you would like, or you can go with your own reindeer antlers, just your nose, whatever you would like to do. And you're just going to kind of position this the way that you want. You're going to do something with merry and bright, or lean into the reindeer, lean into the red nose, whatever works best for you. If you like this template, I will link that down below for you, but you're focusing here on the bright part of the holiday with your card. I really love going with the Windows template for this so that everybody can have their own moment. You can do different versions. If you have more than one dog, I highly recommend doing that Brady Bunch style. If you just have you and one dog and you want to still do that, treat it like a photo booth. So take different images of you with the noses at different angles. You can look at each other, you can look at the camera, you can make faces, you can kiss each other, whatever you want to make that photo booth-esque look come into your card. Of course, you're going to want to play into the red-nosed reindeer version of this, so whatever's going to work best for you, lean into that in your card. I will drop the overlay for the reindeer noses if you just want to use mine down below, and that way you have an easy time of creating this card. And as always, if you are using the reindeer nose on your dog, use the soft squishy one, not the hard plastic ones. And follow along for more card ideas to help you to build up your social media, to put out some really fun advent calendar images on your socials leading up to the big reveal of your Christmas card this year. We got lots of fun ideas, some of which are quirky, some of which are more on the luxury side, and we've got some really cool things coming up, so follow along for more.